I'm just going to hit the record button on this one because I think this information needs to be there for people who are watching on YouTube, as well as people who are tuning into the stream right now. But it has been a while since I've done a solo upload on my main channel, which is not a great thing since this is my main source of income. This is how I provide for me and Saki and the animals. So it's certainly not the greatest thing in the world to not make content on the channel you need to be making content on. But it started out with a lot of burnout, and I told you guys about that burnout. I made a video about it, and then now I got really, really sick. And the house started getting incredibly cold because we hit one of our freezing patches in the year. Now, our HVAC is finally fixed, which is good, but we don't have heat yet in the house because we had to pay $500 to put 40% of the fuel in our tank, because we are on a tank system, not on electric for our HVAC. So we still don't quite have heat yet, but we will eventually. However, in the last few days of the big freeze happening, there's been problem after problem after problem. The burnout started, and then I started dealing with a lot of issues of being sick. Me and Saki both got really, really ill. It got really hard for me to speak for more than like 5 minutes. I would just devolve into coughing fits. I had to tell Rhino that I was canceling our show on last Wednesday. I'm still doing it today, though. So there's at least that. I'm not gonna just not be there for him twice in a row. That feels really, really wrong to do. So, but as I started getting better from being sick, I'm still not fully recovered. I realized that burnout has never really gone away, but it's not like I haven't been making content. See, that's the weird thing. I'm not burnt out on being a content creator. I'm burnt out on covering the depths of human depravity that is what I cover on this channel. So after being forced to spend some time away from my main channel, because I couldn't stream, I couldn't hop on and be here for an extended period of time because I could not record without having to pause what I was doing and take a drink. However, I have been working on a project in the meantime. And for those of you who've been paying attention, that's the Suris MTG project. It went from Suris TCG to Spicy Tech MTG back to Suris MTG because it's still mine. It's still branded to me. So the channel, if we just look at the analytics for the channel, it's just been shooting up. Like, people are really, really enjoying the Magic the Gathering content. And I'm going to be honest, the other problem is that I've been enjoying it. One, it's been easier to produce by and large because it takes fewer mental spoons to talk about a game I love versus talking about, you know, the latest thing Matt Walsh has said that makes me wonder why he hasn't, you know, encountered serious accidents yet. One of these types of content bring me a ton of joy, and the other type brings me, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, anger. Like, just straight up anger. I was looking through my comment section, which I haven't been looking at. I haven't been looking at the comment section outside of the comment section on the Magic channel for a little while. And I brought up the Magic channel, or I brought up my comment section for this actual channel, like my main channel, and I found that half the comments on there just made me angry. Havoc the Wendigo, thank you for resubscribing again. Like, normally I can just kind of ignore when a comment is in favor of Matt Walsh or is, you know, talking about something that is just absolutely stupid. Instead, I sat there wondering, like, what kind of quippy response am I going to give to all of these people who are stupid? And that's not healthy. I should be able to let that stuff just fall on my back. But I haven't been able to do that as easily, and it's like taking a step away from my primary content kind of reminded me of what it's like to work on something that you're really, really passionate about or that you really, really love, which I haven't done in a while. I've been making content for the sake of making content and trying to make it easier to produce or better for viewer, but not necessarily better for me. I think it's about time I start changing how I approach stuff. I've been trying to set myself up for a 2-video-a-day upload schedule because that's the upload schedule that made it to where bills could get paid. But if I can get the Magic channel off the ground and monetized, then maybe I could go down to 1 video a day on each channel, doing in equal parts something that I love and something that I feel obligated to do. Because the thing is, I started talking about religion and politics and all that on my main channel because it was what I was incredibly passionate about. And then exposure to some of the worst kinds of people on the internet eventually started to erode that passion. It just kind of went away. And I've had a lot of people ask multiple times, how do you deal with the stuff that you talk about all the time? How do you manage it? I have a good answer for that now, mostly. It's that I'm numb. I became numb to the content I was making. And that's also not super healthy. That it really isn't. And then the other reason I haven't done anything, Shadow Wolf, thank you for cheering for 500 bits. I appreciate it. The other reason I haven't done anything in the last while on my main channel is coming to that realization and dealing with the amount of stress I'm dealing with right now put me in a position where turning on the record button, turning on anything that wasn't strictly something I enjoyed became harder and harder and harder to do. So what's been happening recently? What's causing problems now? Well, I currently live in a house without running water. We will get heat soon, and I told Saki as we fixed the pipe that had burst and caused problems, we got that fixed by cutting into the wall and replacing an O-ring. A friend of mine came over and helped with that, and I am ridiculously thankful for his help in doing that. And now we're working on stopping the mold that had been creeping into the guest bathroom so that it won't destroy that bathroom or those walls anymore. But now we've come to another problem. We don't have running water in the house. The only way that we can take any time to go to the bathroom is by taking a bunch of 2 liters that I had stored up just in case something like this might happen one day. And of course, here we are, and it did. By taking 2 liters of water into the house and filling up the reservoir so that we can actually take a shit in peace. But, you know, that doesn't mean that we can bathe in the house. That also doesn't help because Saki deals with a ton of back pain, and one of the ways that she relieves it is by taking a hot shower, which she can't take because we don't have access to that. So we've been going to the gym to take showers, which has been wonderful for forcing me to get back into my gym routine. I've been happy about that, but it's made it to where we can't wash dishes, we can't really cook, not well. We can throw things on the grill, but that's not the same thing as being able to, you know, cook a one-pot meal and then clean the fucking pot after you're done. So with a well that shot, and no ability to have running water, and dealing with that burnout and coming to realizations about content that I've enjoyed making versus content that I have felt obligated to make, I'm not gonna lie, it's been almost impossible to hit the button that makes me go live on my channel. And I don't know what to do about that. I'm thankful for Vice Rhino for a lot of things, but if anything right now, it's because wanting to make sure that I'm able to do a show with him has forced me to be online. It's a demon that I have to face because I don't want to put him out to dry twice. So I'm thankful for a lot of things where he's concerned, but I'm also incredibly thankful right now because it's kicked my ass into being online and talking with everybody, as opposed to going to the card shop and trying to do something I enjoy just to make sure I don't have to think about what waits for me back at home. I don't know what to do is the problem. And it's not Vice Rhino, thank you for subscribing. Bibbidi boppity, your stream is my property. But I don't know what to do. Because truth be told, in times past, this would be one of those like, oh, well, I guess I'll do a subathon or something. But I know I don't have the mental energy for that. I know that that's not worth it to the people who are watching the stream, and it dips my mental health even more when I'm done, and my physical health more, so I don't produce good content during it. I don't produce good content afterwards. It's horrible for my channel to use that as an escape mechanism to this. So other than that, I don't know. Maybe in a year's time, that magic channel will be self-sustaining enough to where I can just go, okay, obviously I can't focus on politics right now, but I can focus on this and still break even on bills when that time comes around. But I can't do that right now. And the only options I have are basically stare at a house that we literally fixed one thing, said, okay, cool, the hard part is over, and then the harder part happened. Fixing a pipe. Fixing a pipe is easier than fixing a well whose pump is several hundred feet underground. But that's where we're at. So I am going to be trying to force myself to get back into the swing of things so that I can continue doing content and doing right by my audience. But I'm also operating literally as a person between a rock and a hard place without that many options at the moment. So I don't know how to properly end this video, but I am going to hit my pause button for a second. So insert end the video tagline here. Hey, I just quickly want to give a thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who keep this show running. YouTube and Twitch are a pretty bumpy ride at the best of times, and the stability a Patreon provides me is worth more than I can say here. I'd also like to thank each and every one of my $20 and up patrons here, and they would be Red Joker, Britzkrieg, Cameron, Dren, Jemshin, Smiling DM, Poundini, Mabbity Babbity, Naomi, Isaac, Nixie-chan, the Oberon team, Agamotto, Jordan, Ravi, Giuni, Kiratorian, Prisma, all of you, I'm not saying that part, and Starlight. And finally, thank you to everyone else that helps keep this channel alive. While you're here, why not check out another video? And thank you for watching.